Ladies and gentlemen, David Jones, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Contest here, ladies and gentlemen. Heroes, we call them, those very few in humanity where aspirations, actions and fortune come together to make them the first, the fastest, the strongest, the smartest, the most skilled, or the richest. And as a kid, I was going to be one of them. Imagine, the sun was just rising over the vista of snow-capped mountains below, and above a bright blue sky. The only real obstacle that lay before me was a near perpendicular cliff, flaky rock and slippery with ice. And as I inched my way up that cliff, I failed to notice black clouds rolling in from the north. The wind began to rise. First, just a gentle breeze. Then a firm, icy wind against my face. And then a howling gale chilled me to my very marrow. But we reached the top of the cliff, and all that was left was some gently sloping snow of about 100 yards. But in our condition and in the wind and the rain, it took us half an hour to get there. But then, miraculously, the wind stopped. The clouds cleared. The only direction we could see anything was down. And the sun saluted us, the very first human beings in all history on top of the world. Wow! And somehow we'd be able to get back down. In 1924, George Mallory and Sandy Irvine disappeared near the top of Everest. They may have reached the top, they may have not. They were last seen 800 feet, 245 metres from the 8,848 metre summit of Everest. Aspirations and actions had been fulfilled, but fortune fell to smile. Back in 1850, after much research in the Amazon and the Malay Peninsula, I came across this marvellous hypothesis about the very origin of man, the origin of life, the theory of evolution. At the same time, a friend of mine with whom I corresponded, Mr. Charles Darwin, returned from the islands of the Galapagos. I, Alfred Wallace, and Charles wrote a joint paper called Evolution Through Natural Selection. A little while after, Charles wrote a similar tome in the popular press, and he called it The Origin of the Species. Aspirations and actions have triumphed, but fortune failed to lend a hand. Alfred Wallace disappeared from public history after publication of Origin of the Species. Fortune had decreed that there would be one hero, not two. Then in 1952, which was actually the year of my birth, the whole world acclaimed Sherpa Tenzi and Edmund Hillary as the first to summit Everest. In this case, actions, aspirations, and fortune had combined to create new heroes, the heroes of my childhood. Years later, much years later, when most of my aspirations had asphyxiated and my actions had been concentrated to the responsibilities of growing up, it was only then that I learned about Mallory and Irvine and Wallace, and I thought, second tiers of those. And then I thought, wow, what achievements! 245 metres? Or perhaps the first on Everest, and the joint author of the theory of evolution, recognised in his time but since forgotten. And all I wanted to do was speak in public. So, in my middle 40s, I joined this club, made an icebreaker and then a manual and another manual, slowly up the mountain. Well, maybe a hill. And the other aspiration I had was to perform in public. So I joined the local theatre group. Firstly in the chorus, and then a little speaking role, then a nice meaty character part, and then a lead in one act. Do I aspire to be a champion speaker or a local theatre star? Well, to date, fortune has only given a little Mona Lisa smile. So I still give credit to the heroes of history, but I no longer aspire to be one. Because I've realised that the only place I can get recognition and satisfaction is me myself. Now I thought, well, maybe Mount Coolum, possibly Kosciuszko, definitely not Everest, because I have complete control over my actions and my aspirations. Fortune will take care of the rest. And when you think of it, that's quite reasonable, because 2 out of 3 ain't bad.